Hmm. Hey, you guys, how are you? How are you? It's Friday, late morning for me, and where I'm at, it's just raining so much. It's kind of make me not want to do much, but in spite of that, I've already had a pretty long morning, so it's gonna be fun and nice to come on here and relax a little bit with you guys before I grab me some lunch. But yes, I think this is a good video for you guys because especially if you've experienced narcissistic abuse, or maybe you're a young person who just want to get a little bit more information on this. All right, if you deal with men. Hold on a second. This is the pizza guy. Yeah. So, and I seen something this morning and it triggered me. I was like, oh my God. And yeah, this lady had been with this guy for 2 years and she had to find out the long, strong way that he didn't really fuck with her. And I'm like, you know what? Let me make this video. On this channel, we cover all angles. And I'm going to give you guys some measuring tools here. If it's not clear to you, if it's not clear, you know. So yeah, testing somebody's true feelings for you. And I know somebody out there is gonna be like, I don't play games with people, but trust me, this ain't a game. It wouldn't be a game for me, because the way this person responds to this is gonna tell me everything I need to know. So it's certainly not a game. All right. So what are some of the things that you could do, you guys? If you're dating someone, hell, if you're really even in a relationship with someone and you're still questioning, what is this person's true feelings? And sidebar, I know some people may be try to hide their feelings or may not wear their feelings on their sleeves as much, but yet and still, doing some of these things will help you gauge either way. Okay. And yeah, yeah. So what do I have here? Number one here basically is seeing if he's willing to help you, if he offers help to you in your time of need, if he comes to the rescue or offers to try to be a solution to a problem that you're having. Maybe you're stranded on the road. Maybe you don't have AAA and he does. Like, well, I'll send my AAA. Or, does he care if you're going through something? Will he try to at least offer to help? Or is he just listening and it doesn't trigger him to help you or offer any type of help at all during your situation? Because men, a masculine man anyway, he's wired to protect the things that he cares about, and provide, honestly. So he doesn't want to provide any protection or provide any help in that situation. Like, if he's just listening, that's like really weak. This person just doesn't care about you like that. All right. And I understand sometimes people can be so broke financially or whatever. They feel like they can't help you. They don't have no way to help you. And the twins are home too. But yeah, you shouldn't even be dealing with somebody that's that in that type of position where they don't say nothing because they don't even have the means to help you, you know? So, but yeah, if he doesn't offer to help, he's not willing to protect and provide, and like your time in need, you have an emergency, that's not a good look, you guys. Another thing that you could do, let's say you guys are just dating and there's no label on a relationship, just suggest at other suitors, coming at you and offering you a date or something. See how the person responds to that. I mean, they could get jealous, or they could say, well, we just doing us right now. Or if he leaves it too loose, if it doesn't bother him, like, well, I don't want you to be seeing anybody. I just wanted to be me and you. Like, if he's not willing to try to be a little possessive in a certain way, he's giving you an indication. He's definitely giving you an indication. All right. On what he feels towards you and what he might actually be doing as well, honestly. Because if he's willing for you to see other people, obviously he wants to be able to do the same. All right. Here's another thing, you guys, and you're gonna be like, "What? This is a bit messy," but you know what? Oh well. It's not messy to me, especially if you guys are having unprotected sex. If you are having unprotected sex with him or risky sex, that could lead to a pregnancy. Tell him that you're pregnant and see how he responds to that. Would you rather tell him now before something like this would really happen to find out how he would feel about that? See how he responds to that. If it's like, oh, well, we going right to the abortion clinic real quick, that's really messed up because he's having unprotected sex with you, knowing that he could get you pregnant. And he doesn't care about what your body is going to have to go through if the pregnancy occurs, if that's his quick response. So if you're just somebody for him to bump and dump, basically, like, dumping his semen inside of you, just having sex with you for his own pleasure. And if you have a baby, well, we better get rid of that real quick. And then probably go back to still having unprotected sex. Like, he doesn't care what's going on with you. This is a good way to test somebody. And you'll find out real quick if you was just somebody, like I said, to bump and dumping. And that's really nasty, but it happens every day. It happens every day. Yeah, and that's crazy. And this is a sidebar to my ladies out here. Men will say anything to have raw sex with you. You got to know that, especially if it's in the heat of the moment, and that's what he wants in that moment is to have you, and without protection. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to pause because the pizza guy is still calling me because these kids, they're off from school today and they still ain't go out there and get that daggone pizza. I'm like, can you open the door? Like, how hard is that? Open the door. But yeah, that's very selfish, you guys. So, giving somebody your precious sexual energy to anyway, please be mindful about that. But then giving it to them and giving it to them without protection and raw dog and all this other stuff, that's a whole nother level. So yeah. Yeah. Don't think, he cares about you just because he's willing to have unprotected sex with you. And then, he'll tell you, oh, don't worry about it. You'll have a husband if you get pregnant, anything that they'll say. When they're already in the mood, they'll say anything. And later it'll be complete amnesia, complete opposite. And I do not want anybody on my channel to play yourself, young lady, an older lady, women, period. Okay? Please put your best interest first and protect your womb. Okay? Especially if you are already a single mother, you don't want to be repeating cycles. They will say anything. It's going to sound good. It's going to seem sweet, especially in the moment. Please don't fall for it. All right. But yeah, if you could test him and tell him you got pregnant, see what he do. He could all types of stuff. He could just ghost you. He can get real quiet, not even interact with you. Now, how does that look? Here you are telling him you're pregnant, and the person get all quiet and distant like that. He's letting you know without telling you. And here's the thing about my list. These are all things that, they're not going to say it literally to you, but you can read in between somebody's behaviors. I made a video, like, I want to say a month and a half ago or something, where I was talking about things that naive people do, and they need to be told things literally, when you can legit read somebody's energy and see how they moving with you, and that's going to tell you way more than their lying mouths are probably telling you. Okay. But yeah, he might get cold and distant with you. That means you're on your own. I don't want to be bothered with this. I don't have the balls to tell you that, but I'm just going to get real quiet on you. Or he could get real defensive, and tell you, it was straight to the abortion clinic. Well, this ain't a good time for me, but it was a good time to have unprotected sex, right? See what I'm saying? Selfish. Selfish. Yeah. So the next thing I have here on my list is his communication style with you. And I do understand, that some people may have certain types of schedules, may or may not be able to use their phone as freely at their job. It really depends. But you know what? I'm a busy bitch. So I don't like a lot of excuses myself. All right. So, how is this person's communication style? When you text them, do they let that shit sit there for hours? How quick is the get back? And is the person just texting you, or do they even actually make phone calls with you? Now, of course, these also can be indicators of a poor communicator, which you don't want anyway. You don't want a poor communicator, because communication is the root of a healthy relationship. You need to be able to work through things and express stuff and be understood and on both ends. Okay. But yeah, what's the accessibility? Do you feel like every time you text him, his notifications go off? This is for my iPhone users. You can see when somebody is silencing their notifications. Are they silencing their notifications around bedtime because they really, living with someone else and they don't want your notifications to come through? You know what I mean? And some people say, well, I just cut my notifications off at my bedtime. I don't want to be disrupted. Da, 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 da. But you know what? That's another sign right there. Because what if you have an emergency in the middle of the night? If someone doesn't live with you, and they really care about you, they're going to want to be able to receive that phone call from you as well. Shit. So that person's communication style, as far as, they just trying to text you all day, it's kind of shallow to me, honestly. Real adults have real phone conversations. Okay. And it's not going to take forever for this person to get back to you, or you'll notice that during work hours, oh, they hot and heavy, but after work and before work, it's a drought. Like, what the hell? Who are you with? What's going on, buddy? You know what I mean? So these type of tests is going to reveal even more than his feelings, and let you know if there's a third party situation. Like, I wasn't looking for an entanglement, buddy. You trying to put me into an entanglement here? You tried, right? They be trying. And along the lines with accessibility, like, how much accessibility is he giving to you, period? Like, accessibility means, okay, I know where this person lives. Like, I've seen his car before. I know what his license plate is. Accessibility, I not only know where he lives, I go into his home. Accessibility, oh, I go into his home, I have a key to his home. Like, there's different levels to accessibilities. Like, am I even allowed to be his social media friend? Like, you know, it's stuff like that. Unless someone's accessibility, like, he has 3 phones, but I just have the phone number to that one. Hmm. You know, so I think about accessibility in all types of ways, with a guy. And taking it back to the phone style communications accessibility, like, I don't have accessibility past 9 p.m. Or once he gets off of work, the accessibility is gone. If it's an off hour, the accessibility is gone. So all of this, goes into accessibility. And if I fuck with someone, like, put yourself, just think about you. If you really want someone, and you care about them, and you want them to pretty much have access, Yes, we all have our me time, generally speaking, but it's like, hit me up whenever you want. Like, if I'm busy for some reason, I will get back to you as soon as possible. I'm not busy with some other female. You know what I mean? So you got to use your brain there, but think about the accessibility that this person is willing to give to you, even the accessibility to their finances. Because come on, men care about their money. They care a lot about their money. And if they're not willing to let you have, be generous with that, like, mm-mm. Oh, hey, Tammy. Tammy's joining the live and she says, I'm a bit old for your group at 58. No, you're not, Tammy. I've given coaching sessions to people in their 70s, honestly. So you're not. But there is my situation. I was married for 37 years and have now been divorced for 4 years. I've been dating a man my age for about 20 months. Okay. Nothing wrong with that, Tammy. And she says, looking to date anyone else. He says he's not looking to date anyone else, but will not commit exclusively. He was married for 25 years. Okay. So if he says that, Tammy, he may be telling the truth. He may want to get his companionship needs met with one woman, but he may want a non-traditional relationship. It sounds like he's afraid to get married again, or he has an issue with getting married again. You know, maybe he still actually feels like, I mean, I don't know if he's widowed or if he's just divorced. I don't know. That could have left a bad taste in his mouth. He might have told himself that he would never marry again, although he knows that he still wants a woman for his certain needs. Now, if that doesn't work for you, then, that's not going to work for you. And the other thing too, Tammy, because you guys are 58 years old, a lot is involved with that. Maybe he's worried about losing assets that he accrued throughout his life. And honestly, if his first wife was married to him for 25 years, she's going to be entitled to like his retirement. Maybe she already got, they had to split the 401k back then. I don't know how long. You say he's been divorced for 4 years. So it's not freshly divorced, but to a man, it could still feel a little freshly divorced, honestly, for a man. And I guess it depends because, shoot, if a man is in love with a woman, he could be divorced for 6 months. Then Kanye West just married somebody after divorcing Kim not even a year ago. So I feel like a man want what he want. Maybe he feels like you're good enough for certain things, but it does not trigger in him for marriage. Tammy says he's a recovering alcoholic, and last March he went back to drinking. Oh, so it's just been barely a year sober, perhaps? Or wait, he went back. So did he stop? He lost his job and he has been hospitalized with illness due to drinking for 3 months. Oh, well, Tammy, yeah, well, Tammy, girl, he ain't even in condition to be getting serious with anybody right now. It looks like he needs to be getting control of himself. So I'm wondering, why do you want to put all your eggs in the basket with him right now? Because he's looking like a liability. I've told him I love him and asked him how does he feel about me, and he says he cares an awful lot about me. Yeah, Tammy, I'm going to just tell you this. Never say I love you first to a man. That's just one of the rules. I don't make the rules, but it's just better that way. Especially because he sounds like a commitment phobe. And that's going to chase him away. But it'll also let him know that he has the upper hand against you, and it's emotionally, which is a lot. Because once you have a woman's emotions, see, you're right here titter-tattering with him, even though he has all these red flags going on right now. So I've told him I love him and asked him how he feels about me. He says he cares an awful lot. So he doesn't love you back. That's what that means. I'm just going to be real brute with you because honesty is going to be good here. He cares, but he doesn't love you yet. He is fine not talking daily and seems to prefer to text. Help. Yeah, he's emotionally unavailable, Tammy. He's emotionally unavailable. Yeah. I mean, dealing with, you know, the alcoholism and probably already being, it sounds like he's already dispositioned to not really be looking for something serious. So I would jump ship. I would jump ship, Tammy. I know you don't want to because you've been seeing, how long did you say? Go back to the first message. You've been dating him for 20 months. So, I know sometimes when people are a little bit older, they don't like starting over, but girl, this is not heading in the right direction. So the help, I would suggest, you're going to have to make your own decisions, of course. Yeah. So, yeah, he's been divorced for 5 years. She's saying he's been divorced for 5 years. It doesn't matter, Tammy. At this point, he's not, I mean, it's been 20 months. I've watched a lot of interviews with men who knew when they met their wives from the first meet. Okay. But he doesn't even sound like he wants to even be in that energy with any, like, it's not even like his goal, you know? So I would not be giving him any more of my milk. As a matter of fact, I would just allow him to deal with himself and release him back, to the wilderness, if you will. Like, I personally wouldn't want to invest in him any further. I mean, 20 months and, he's not feeling love for you. He doesn't want to commit. Girl, at 58, you ain't got time for that. You ain't got no time for nobody like that. You need somebody that's emotionally available and ready to go. Know what you want and not be playing. Like, don't play with my time. You don't have time for that, Tammy. You really don't, girl. And even if you weren't 58, if you're in your 20s, I don't care how old a woman is, there's never a time where, I willingly want somebody to be wasting my time. But he's letting you know. He's letting you know. But, take this dating experience with him as a notch on your belt and take those lessons moving forward. Do not say, I love you quick to a man. Don't prematurely emotionally attach when he's not giving you the indicators that he is there with you. He's not there with you. He is somewhere else, as a matter of fact. Like, you might just be getting his body. Yes, codependency issues, and you need to walk away. Absolutely, Tammy. You need to walk away. You need to walk away. You'll be happy that you did because it's already been 20 months. It's already. So his communication style, I feel like he's being honest with you. I just feel like you need to receive what he's telling you and not be patient that it's going to change and develop more than, what he's saying. Yeah, I'm not trying to be brutal. I'm just trying to be honest with you. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, but I'm very direct because the truth can set you free, if you choose to receive it, You just got to receive it. Your best bet is to take your egg out of that basket. I wouldn't even keep him as an option. I would not even consider him a viable option at this point. He's the same age as you and he playing like this. But he has other things he needs to be focused on right now in a relationship. He's right. He shouldn't be focused on that. He needs to get himself clean. And once he does, he still might not want a relationship like that. I just don't feel the energy off of him, you know? So I hope that helps you, Tammy. You deserve more than that. And the last thing you want to do right now is waste time with anybody. All right. So moving along with my conversation, you guys. Tammy says, thank you for your honest advice. I know you're right. Yeah. You just got to do it, girl. You just got to do it. And next time, don't give somebody that much time to figure it out, girl. They don't need 20 months to commit at no 58 or any age. Okay. I'm sorry. People do not. They don't get that kind of time with me. I have a timeline for everything. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Should I have a timeline for somebody to message me lightly before they can ask me on a first date? If they take too long for that, it's on to the next, you know? Like, I don't give people that kind of time to waste with me. Mm-mm. I tried to avoid that wasting of time thing altogether. But it's not a waste of time, Tammy, if you're taking lessons, because you definitely have some lessons to take out of this. And just don't take that energy into the next, the next with the next person, you know? Mm-mm. Don't go ahead of him in a relationship. Learn how to either mirror that person or get out of there. That way you're not um overly investing, because that's what you're doing right now, Tammy. You're overly investing. If he's not saying I love you, you shouldn't, That's just a golden rule for a girl. Just like I don't believe that women should propose to men, but that is me. That is me. I don't feel feminine energy should be bowing down on their knees and going and get a ring to propose to a masculine energy. I don't see where that's balanced out very well at all. If you had to do all of that, something's wrong. And that's how I feel, you know? But I'm more traditional in a certain type of way when it comes to feminine and masculine energies. But yeah, I wish you well, Tammy. I wish you well. But it sounds like you definitely need to be increasing your emotional maturity, though, and reevaluating your dating approach. Okay. All right. So the next thing I have here, you guys, as far as testing his true feelings for you, is future plans. And I pay attention to this a lot. I don't like to be somebody's last minute thought. Like, if I just met you and you're trying to make a date with me like that, okay, fine. It's not a last minute thought. It's last minute plans, but we just met, but I like for a man to actually premeditate me, like try to book my time in advance, because he knows that I'm a high value, busy woman. Like, no, I want to lock you down, like on a prime date on top of that. And I understand like some people's working schedule may um, make that different. So there's always exceptions to these things. Use your common sense. But, for the 9 to 5ers, corporate America workers, whatever, or if the person has off on the weekends or in the evenings, hey, what are you doing on Friday night or Saturday night? Asking in advance. I love it when there's a future plan. Like, you're asking me a week, you're trying to a week, 2 weeks, you're trying to make sure that you're going to get that time with me. I love that. As opposed to somebody trying to call you. They've been giving you, weak ass, hardly making voice calls, texting you. What are you doing tonight? We've been texting all week, right? Probably. And then now you're just going to ask me, what am I doing tonight? Why couldn't you make this plan ahead of time? Did somebody else cancel on them on their prime date and then you were the backup? You're not going to really know. It's either that or this guy is just unorganized. And that's going to be a turn off too. Like, so, how would I play that situation? What was the date then? If he's calling you on a last minute date, was it he was able to get you into a 5-star restaurant then? Or was this, let's go meet for a couple of drinks so he could turn this into a hookup date? You know what I mean? So I'll be like, I'll see where this person is going. I won't like that it was last minute, but let's see. What did you have in mind? Because the type of dates the guy takes you on, that could let you know either his feelings for you, what social class, what type of stuff environments he's used to going to, or where his finances is. Like, some guys really aren't refined. And I'm not the one that want to refine a guy, so to speak. Most of the times when guys ask me out, they'll ask me where I want to go. They'll let me choose the place because they don't want to get it wrong, And I could work with that. I'm okay with that, And then sometimes I meet somebody that's really refined and they'll be putting me on in really nice places. And that'd be really dope. I love it when that happens. But because I like a refined person. I like that. Somebody that's been off the stoop, off the block, you know. Like sometimes I'll just test a guy with a question like, well, what are your favorite restaurants? If it's all like these commercial places, I know they haven't been anywhere 9 times out of 10. And it kind of turns me off, especially if it's an older man, that should have wanted to explore a little bit more in life, It is a classist type of thing, but oh well, if I'm in a certain class, I'm in a certain class. Shoot, but you could be of a lower class and still at least know of these places or treat yourself every now and then, right? But yeah, I like future plans, but I'll also say, you guys, to be careful about future faking as well. People over promising more than they can deliver. And, with everything that I'm saying here, we're going to take it with a grain of salt because people are players and people are aware of these things, at least if they're emotionally intelligent. But if they're emotionally intelligent and manipulative, they're going to know about this stuff too. And, sometimes people can play the part. People can play the part, but it's up to you to, use your intelligence. Hey, Life of Destiny, to be figuring this out. But yeah, future plans. I like that. I don't like everything to be last minute. And some people are like that, and it could be last minute and bomb. Like I said, like it was a last minute date to a bomb place, or, maybe it's a lifestyle. This is an on-call doctor, it's use your common sense. But 9 times out of 10, it's nice to see a man make a future plan. Like I'll never forget this Russian guy that I've dated. Yes, I've dated outside of my race, but he was really impressive. He was a college professor, and man, the way that he actually made itineraries for our dates, ladies. Itinerary. No brother has done that for me yet. I'm not trying to put black men down, sidebar. But yo, yeah, it was amazing. Like we in one day, our first date, we went to a 5-star restaurant. Before that, we went to a Japanese tea house. Then we went on a horse carriage ride. What? Like we had awesome, 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 awesome. And we ended up going on more dates after that. And it was due to we had a good run. We had a good run, but he wasn't really emotionally available, and I got really frustrated with him. Like, but he was letting me in, but it was just a part, like it would be in and then closed and then in and then closed. Like it was a little bit of a long distance relationship, not too long. He was probably like 3.5 hours away from me, but we would get together. I went over his house. Like he showed me his businesses. Like he really, you know, but it was just, we're not going to get into all of that. But he did hit me up several times. I was married again. Like the timing just kept, getting off. But I'm like, if he ever hit me up again, what would a girl do? I don't know. I kind of I usually keep it forward, keep it fresh. But he didn't do anything incredibly offensive that I would never talk to him. But I don't know. But he made plans. I will tell you that much. He was very much of a planner. He was, he was a planner. And I like that shit. But, moving along here. All right. Moving on. This is not really story time. Another thing that you can do to test his feelings for you is to see if he's willing to compromise or be inconvenienced. Someone that's willing to compromise with you, even on the smallest of thing. Like I pay attention to even the littlest details. Let's say we're in the same car. And I experienced this actually with someone. They hopped in my car. I chose my car. Just for me, I feel safer. Like if I'm going on a date and I know someone and we have rapport and we don't need to drive 2 dates and, especially if we're going downtown and we both got to pay $40 to park, all this bullshit. I'm like, no, we could just take my car. It's cool. I know you. We cool. But if we get in, I'm like, oh, I want to listen to this. And the person just put on whatever they want to put on. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, first of all, you in my car, buddy. I just said I wanted to hear this. You just going to put what? Hold on a minute. Pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. Yeah, you gotta like get them straight for a second. Like, wait a minute. But yeah, is the person willing to compromise? Like, I'm making a joke right now, but a compromise, is it always just my way at my convenience and what the hell I say? Because that's not somebody that care about you. That's just somebody that want to be bothered with you when they want to be bothered with you, how they want to be bothered with you, you know, when they want to be bothered. Like everything ain't on your terms, it's on our terms, right? It takes two. So it's, if we're doing something is what we both came to the conclusion of, we both feel okay. Okay, it's not just always what the hell you want. That might be a guy that thinks he's the damn prize. You know, if you get with a pretty boy or somebody that, you know, got a lot of body counts on them, those type of men, they might tend to be that way. Or they feel like they got a little bit of swag, you know, they feeling themselves. Those type of men, they might have that type of energy. But I don't know what you're used to over there, but over here, this ain't a dictatorship, you know, and don't let them get away with it. Keep your voice, whether they like it or not. Shoot, I bet you we listen to that song. I bet you we changed that damn music. I bet you we did. So, yeah. Another way to gauge testing his feelings is, are you his dirty little secret? Like, how public or private is this relationship now? Sidebar. Hey, Majesty Moon, welcome to the live chat. Yeah. Yep, I'm a Leo. Yes, I am a Leo sun and a Leo North Node, but I am a Capricorn moon, so I'm earthy as hell. Like, that Capricorn moon actually, to me, it strips down my Leo sun. You know, like, I feel like a Capricorn, but yes, I do have my little Leo ways about me. I have a Venus in Virgo, so more earthy. Okay, and a Mars in Cancer, okay, which explains all my kitchen, all my cooking, all these kitchen gadgets, and me being a family oriented person and, you know, liking to be home and all that good stuff. Yes, I'm very laid back. I'm very laid back because when you have a Capricorn moon, you go through stuff in life and then it teaches you how little things really are. You don't make a big fuss because you done been through some real emergencies at that point. My fellow Capricornians, I love you guys because that's a serious sign, especially if it's on your moon placement. But yeah, I know this isn't an astrology channel, but honestly, I highly recommend you guys learn beyond the surface of that. It might actually really help you on your journey and make things make sense, because it certainly really did help me. She said, I didn't think you were a Leo at first. Thought you were a Sag or a Cap. Oh my God, that makes sense because I'm a Sagittarius rising, and your rising sign is how people take you. So I'm sure my mouth, my mouth made you think about the Sagittarius person. So, yep. And yep, the Capricorn moon. So my emotions, they really do come through. Life of Destiny says, be careful. The public men still be in the DMs. Absolutely. Yes. So that's why, you know, everything had to be taken with a grain of salt. But at least he's willing to say, hey, I'm with this person. You're not somebody he's trying to hide because the person he's really with, or because he's trying to juggle a bunch of women. Okay. So that matters. That matters. And you could test that. You could test that out real easily. Is he willing to take pictures with you? Does he ask to take the pictures? And then some guys are just for clout too. But at least you know you're the prize to them. Because I remember on a first date with this guy, he couldn't wait. I'm like, he's not used to being with beautiful women. Like, you could tell, like, some guys, they could play it cool, or they're not as phased because it's a revolving door for them. They meet a lot of pretty women. And then some men, it's really a treat when a beautiful woman gives them attention. Okay. And this guy, I could tell it was a treat for him. We was on our date, we was chilling. He wanted to take pictures, all this stuff. And then he went on his Facebook. He was trying to go live. He tried to go live with like 5 of his friends and was like, "Oh, I'm here with Lakia." He's showing the picture. I'm like, "Oh my God, how many people is he gonna make like a whole group chat?" Like, he wanted people to know who he was with. Like, it was I was definitely, a prize. He was into that. I'm very feminine. I know sometimes I just come on this channel doing whatever, but when I step out, when Lakia Crawford steps out, she steps out, you guys. And people don't forget it when they step out with me. But anyway, here's a good one. Here's a good one, you guys, as far as testing his true feelings. How does he respond when you're moody? When you get moody, because we all have feelings. And I'm a Mars in Cancer. I definitely have feelings. I have a lot of them. How does he respond? Is it like, "Well, what's wrong, babe? What's going on?" Like, who did it? Is he like that? Or is like, "No, I don't got time for this. I'm going to talk to you later when you're not on that. Like, here you go again." Da-da-da. Is he inconvenienced by your moodiness? Now, sidebar, nobody wants to deal with a bitch 24/7. Like, we're not talking about that. We're talking about, every now and then, like, somebody could feel down. You could be having a moment. Does he try to lift you up and make you feel better? Or is it a damn inconvenience to him? Because when I care about somebody, I don't want them hurting for nothing. Like, what's wrong, baby? Who did it? Who we got a problem with? So, he shouldn't want to see you like that. So, yeah, how does he respond when you're moody? Let me see some of these messages. Life of Destiny says, "Dang, Virgo, I'm Venus. You're Virgo and Venus too? You must be very practical and analytical in life." I am. So it's hard if it don't make sense. Like, it really has to make sense. And then I could tell, like, real early on, if it's just not going to work out, if we're just too different when it comes to being logical and practical. Like, that's not going to make sense. And I know it. And I might like somebody, but I might know it's not going to make sense. Yeah. So, let's see. Majesty Moon says, "So I went no contact 15 months ago and then broke it when he texted me. I know. I went good for a week. Then he told me to leave. We were at his house. I left and went silent. He blocked me." Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's still fresh. And, he got a dose of you. So that's going to fill him up for now, at least, Yeah, girl. But yeah, we're going to move along. I ain't going to say nothing about that. She says, "Now after all that healing, I feel, back to square one. I need your advice for uplifting this right now." Yeah, well, you're definitely not back to square one. First of all, you left and went silent. So you're not back at square one. All the stuff you learned, then just negate. You already know. So give yourself a little bit more credit. Sometimes, I'm going to say this, and this might be contrary to some other people's beliefs. Sometimes, not all the time now, sometimes going back actually reinforces the no contact. Or sometimes getting something off your chest in a certain way. I'm gonna put it to you like this. Gosh, should I be this open with you guys or not? Like, well, we're talking. Well, I ain't gonna say when this was. Okay, we'll just say, but I'm gonna share something with you. I was talking to a guy, and we had really excellent conversations. He had a lot of Gemini placements, so he liked to run his damn mouth. But it was good. It worked for me. I have Gemini in my seventh house of partnerships, and I'm going to attract those type of people. So I just accepted at this point, and I work with the energy. But we're having all these great conversations, and we're kind of like, both of us may be a little bit, I don't want to mispronounce the word, but we get turned on by intellectual. It's the S word, sapio, whatever. Yeah. So we had that going on, and oh my God, I had the hots for this guy, and I mean the hots. And it was just all this great conversation. We went out on nice dates and everything, and in person, the conversations remained. But there were some other issues in our relationship. Um, that was going on, honestly. That was red flagging me. But the sex thing, I felt like I had to get it off my chest. I had to do it. Sleeping with him one time actually allowed me to break away from him, because I mean, he was really good at certain parts, but there were some other things going on with him that made sense, because I looked at his chart. Oh God, I don't want to get into all this stuff, but what I'm going to say to you is, sleeping with him that one time actually allowed me to actually let him go for the other red flags. I didn't have any more curiosities. I know you guys like, so bad, Coach Lakia, but you know what, I have been so sexually deprived in a certain time in my life that I felt like I owed myself to be sexually free. With me having that Mars in Cancer, I have a lot of sexual trauma, and then a lot of complexities dealing with sex. So actually, one of my goals in life was to learn how to be sexually liberated without judging myself with my little Venus and Virgo ass. So I just allow myself to be what I want to be sexually, and not confine myself in a certain way. And it actually worked for me in that situation, actually sleeping with him. And he had little dick energy, by the way. But he knew how to work that mouth, though. I'll say that. This dude, woo! Uh, yeah. Yeah. But even that would not bring me back to him. Trust me. Nothing will bring me back with him. But the curiosities were gone. It wasn't, sometimes when you leave and you feel like you had that unfinished business. Like, I'm like, what am I supposed to do with all this sexual tension? I didn't want to transmute it. I wanted to freaking figure it out. So I allowed us to have that hookup. And well, it was a hookup for me anyway. And afterwards, it was all that I needed to like have closure with him. And I know that may not make sense to someone, but getting it off my chest. And I say all of that, Majesty Moon, to say maybe, having that brief interaction, it might actually help you on your healing journey with him. Like, that could give you that last bit of closure. Like, there's no curiosity. Like, am I doing the right thing? Like, no, you're doing the right thing now, right? Hopefully. But what you saying is square one thing. You making it sound like he done re-triggered your feelings for him and you feel in love for him. I have questions, girly. I have questions. I have questions with that. Hopefully not, because then that really will feel like, you know, oh my gosh. I was about to say, I lost my place in the chat. So Life of Destiny says, I've had guys taking pictures and tons of videos with me on the first date and post it on the page immediately and snap for other women and want to get them. I've noticed. Yes, that is also something that can happen, where they could kind of use you to get clout to get other women, and that's like a manipulative thing as well. So yes, that is another angle of someone that's willing to do that. I've had people who said, they posted those pictures of their dates because they wanted their ex to know, like, look, I'm really moving on. Like, I'm reinforcing that shit with you. I hope that you see these pictures, because yeah, it ain't like it was before. This time is different. I'm really moving on this time. And sometimes people are using that to reiterate that with their exes and other people. Like, look, I'm out here, I'm dating, I'm whatever. But yeah, some guys can use that to try to pull other guys, because if you're of a higher quality and your beauty is more supreme, then maybe other women feel like, well, why is she with him? That's why your women, you guys are prizes to men. You really are. Even other men, you make him look good to other men. Your beauty will make him look good and make him seem like a better or higher quality man, because he was able to get you somehow. So Majesty Moon says, no doubt, I know now to stay away and keep giving him silence. I know that's what gets them, because it worked and I didn't know the number. Huh? You didn't know his number or something? But the silence, I agree with that. And then, it doesn't matter what he thinks at this point. If he thinks, well, I could just come and see her every now and again and we can have a rendezvous, that's on him. He's going to be sadly mistaken next time around, because it's possible that he could be thinking that. So when he start missing you or getting that itch again, he might think he can come around again. But that's when you just stand strong in what you know him right now. Life of Destiny says, no, but I'm a Virgo sun, so everything has to make sense to me as well. Yeah. Yep. I like Virgos. So Majesty Moon says, what hurts is my cousin passed away yesterday morning. Aw. And I felt so devastated. I reached out from a different number to let him know. No responses. Heartless. Yeah. Well, you know what? He ain't a part of the family no more. I mean, I don't know how long you guys been together, but just lean on your real family and friends. And that lets you know right there, because you let him know. We were just talking about communication style and calls and texts. There's a prime example right there. Offering to help in your time of need, showing some type of empathy. So that lets you know right there, girl. We were just talking about that. Oh, thank you, Majesty Moon, sapiosexual. Yes, and I did share enough. I shared enough. So, Majesty Moon said, same here. I realized he was low key boring, like it wasn't as magical as I made it to be. Right. Because, before when you were doing the love bomb and all that other stuff, it don't be hitting the same because you just know better. You know better now. So, Majesty Moon says, it's the truth, Lakia. I have been celibate since he has been gone 15 months now. I let him back in. Oh, girl. See, that was your hormones right there. That's what that was. That was your hormones, girl. That's what that was. And a lot of women, they feel more comfortable going back to what's familiar. But in these type of situations, it's better to just lay down something solid with a new partner to be intimate with. Okay? He don't deserve to smell it and get all that beautiful energy. You want to exchange your sexual energy with someone who's going to be filling you up with clean water, that's going to actually make you feel like you're glowing. You're not going to just be transferring all this positive vibes and all this good luck that he can, feel good after he zapped that out of you. You want somebody where you guys are giving that energy to each other. That's the whole thing about that. So hold on, I'm gonna get back to the chat, but I'm gonna go down this list a little bit more too. All right. So we were just lastly talking about how he responded, when you get moody. And you can put upset and all of that, as we were just talking about. Majesty Moon, and my condolences as well too for your cousin. So the next way you could test about a guy's true feelings for you is his wandering eyes around you. Now, granted, most men, I won't say they can't help it, but they're going to look on some level. But if everything that walks by catches his damn eyes. There's a problem with that. And he's willing to let you see him looking at everything that's walking by. Like most men will be a little self-conscious about that when they with a woman that they're dating or courting or something. He's not gonna want her to see him being so out of control with that. But them wandering eyes to the max with you, that's the problem. All right. Also testing his true feelings for you, the respectfulness of stuff. If is he asking you to do disrespectful things, then you'll know if he's just treating you like a whore or something to just be conquered. You know what I mean? Where's his level of respect for you? It doesn't mean like if you guys are dating and get into a serious level and you guys decide to do the do that y'all can't be have fun and be freaky with each other and all this other stuff. That's different. Well, I'm just talking about in the early phases before y'all even get behind the closed doors and stuff like that. Like how respectful is he being with you? All right. We're also going to want to be looking at his reliability. Like, how reliable is this person? Is he willing to make sacrifices for you in any shape, form, or fashion? Oh, that's the whole thing. Like, going back to the phone thing, like, I'm not sacrificing my sleep. I'm not, I don't want to reschedule nothing, push nothing back. I don't want to sacrifice my wants and needs for yours at any level at any time. Like, that's the issue. That's the issue. And also, we'll be looking at his ability to support you and provide encouragement towards your goals and visions and dreams in life, or is he just a silent hater? You tell him something good happened, he's quiet, or you definitely want to look at how he's supporting you towards your goals and your visions and your dreams and all that good stuff. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. I thought I skipped over something. I'm really. Oh, yeah. I already mentioned the consistency. And then another way to gauge a guy and his true feelings for you is how vulnerable and honest is he willing to be with you. Like people have said in the past, like, remember in that movie Baby Boy, Tyrese told Taraji, I lie to you because I care about you and I'm truthful to them because they don't matter. I feel like it's the opposite. Like, I feel like it's the opposite. Tell me the truth, okay? Don't lie to me. Sheryl Crow has that song, Lie to Me. I promise I'll believe. I'm like, oh, hell no. Don't, no, no. Do not be feeding me. That was real toxic too, Sheryl Crow. I love her music though. Um, don't be lying to me. Tell me the truth, even if you think it's going to hurt my feelings. Like I make that real clear with everybody. Like, tell me the truth. And the vulnerability is, him opening up on his wounds, his inner childhood wounds, and his life story and where he been and what he overcame. And if you hear a man saying things like, "Man, I ain't never shared things like that with anyone," I naturally get people to open up like that, which is why I have placements in my chart for like a world renowned therapist type thing. Um, I naturally had that effect on people, and empaths can naturally have that effect on people. So, but yeah, people generally aren't vulnerable with any and everybody. Codependent people can be that way though. So I'll just sidebar you on that. Somebody has codependent energy, they will be probably vulnerable with damn near any and everybody that's willing to give them the time of the day and make them feel special, and making them feel special may not even take too much more than just giving them a little bit of time and attention, a little bit of care, So, but men usually, and I know some men are more feminine than masculine, and some run their mouths more than others in the pillow talk, but most men aren't as vulnerable, you know, They're not. So if they end up being like that with you, that could be an indication of him, uh letting you in, so to speak. So back to the thread here. Majesty Moon says, so true. He ate it again. And it was mediocre because he never really did that. Oh boy. He was just doing that to please me and bring me back in. Well, it didn't even please you, girl. Yeah, his skills fell down because you're feeling him without the rosy colored glasses on. You're able to actually judge him off of his skills and not out of your heart space. That's what that is. You actually, able to just, without emotion, see it for what it is. And she says, no, I just feel like I'm still in a trauma bond that I've tried so hard to escape. I mean, like 15 months. I have had surgery, worked on myself big time, changed career paths, stayed celibate. Yeah. I don't think the trauma bond, though, is as tight as you think, though. Because it seems like you said I was doing great. Still, I am, but that week stalled me and made me second guess my choices. Yeah, but you're back on it now. That's the whole thing. Sometimes these relapses, they can happen. They can. But honestly, like you said, when you went back into the flow of it or whatever, it just wasn't even hitting the same. And that lets you know your progression right there. It lets you know. So it's not still the same. The trauma bond is not still the same. Miss Wonder says, hello, love your straight up approach. So helpful. Oh, well, hey, Miss Wonder. That's a new name that I'm not used to seeing here on the channel. Welcome to the live chat. These kids are really buck wild right now. Majesty Moon says, basically, I didn't answer any scam numbers, random numbers, basically cut it all off and focused on myself. So when he texted me, it was shocking. How did you get through? I'll tell you one thing, where there's a will, there's a way. Okay? And that should let you know right there. A man will climb Mount Everest if he got to. So Majesty says, yeah, he used to literally ask for females' numbers in front of me. What? Oh, that's crazy and bold. But he played it like he wanted to pray with people. Oh my God. Oh my God. Girl, you sound like a handful. In the beginning, he played it smooth. Then the mask fell off. I realized he was a dog. Yeah. Yep. So she says he's super vulnerable and honest with talk about how his man acts towards him and he emotionally abandoned him at a young. Oh, his mom. Okay, I'm sorry. Literally a day before he discarded me. Yeah. Yeah, it reminds me. Remember on Sex and City with Carrie and Big, and she would feel like his heart would open and then close. You know, that can happen with people. I do think some people really can be afraid of intimacy, and then that'll cause those brief moments and them opening up, and then it's like, oh shit, the fuck, and then they try to take, a few steps back. I do feel like people can be like that. Majesty says, out of all the NARC channels, when finding yours, I felt like you were the one I would go to for coaching because you seem very understanding. Yeah. Oh, I definitely do understand, sweetie, because I've been there and done that. And as an empath myself, I'm really good at putting myself in other people's shoes, and that allows me to be able to feel where someone's coming from. So when you can feel it on that type of level, you damn sure can understand. And if you can understand and you know the remedies, then that's a good match right there. That's a good match. But yeah, ultimately, you guys, when you want to test somebody for their true feelings, tap into yourself. Ultimately, that's what you really need to be doing. Never, ever minimize or downplay a woman's intuition, because you're going to find out 9 times out of 10. I would love to say 10 times out of 10, but nobody's perfect. But 9 times out of 10, you were right. Your gut instincts, which your intuitions were telling you from the beginning, is what it ended up being. You know? Majesty Moon says, how did you get back at your narc? The best way to get back is to actually move on and be even better for it. I'm telling you guys, like, a lot of people, I know that sounds too damn cut and dry and square for some people who like, nah, I want to see this person squirm. But guess what? They will be. They actually will be. The best get back is actually moving on and being even better. Moving on and being a better version of yourself. That's how you really get back. You get back by still believing in love, by not closing other people out, by going on to have healthy connections with others, by still living your life, by progressing on. That's really the best way to get back. And I know, like, so many people say that, but it is the truth. Level up your mind, level up your body, level up your lifestyle, level up your relationships. Like, if you're just leveling up everything, come on. You don't want to. And Kanye's West, which he is my favorite rapper. I know he's bipolar and a whole bunch of other messy things. Like, as far as I don't have nothing against bipolar people, but I mean bipolar and unregulated. So his personal life is a bit messy. But he is my favorite rapper, you guys. And in his album, the St. Pablo album, the 30 Hours song, I think one of the lyrics was something like, I seen a recent picture of my ex. Wait. Oh, God. Something about he got the best years with that person, basically. And that's not the case. Like, anybody that has had me in the past, I don't care. I'm 41 years old now. They didn't actually get the best years of me. They got whatever the time they got with me, they got it. But guess what? The Lakia that I am today is a better version than the Lakia that they had access to. And if they loved that Lakia, if they was addicted to that Lakia, what? I know it's people in regret for how they treated me. Wish that they hadn't made it to where the bridge was so burnt that they can't, it's nothing they could come back. It's like, damn, I don't have no way to come back into this person's life because I did the most, to the point where there's no coming back from that. Like, some people do it to the level where they can't come back. Even in their manipulative, toxic ass mind, they can't find an angle because that's how much shit they did. They did it that bad where they can't, there's no way. There's not even a crack of light for them. So, hey, it is what it is. That's called karma, and it's called reaping what you sow. All right. So, no, I'm the best version. I'm wiser than I've ever been. And I feel like, I don't know if it's the Capricorn moon. Sometimes you have that Capricorn energy. You might actually be aging in reverse. People be asking me if I'm like 27 and 28 years old. Like, guys come up to me thinking I'm that young. Like, I done had 6 kids and 2 marriages. I'm going to be 42 this summer. And I don't hit them with all that. But I was like, nah, I'm 41. They'd be like, what? You don't look nothing like that. Yo, because I'm going from the inside out. I did the work. Me and God are good, you know? And I know the fountain of youth. The fountain of youth is to keep smiling, to keep laughing, to stay lighthearted, you guys, to not hold on to shit. This morning, I was having a crazy morning, and I was able to shift that energy right on off of me and get where I needed to be. You know, I have feelings like everybody else, but I don't wallow in stuff that I know is going to bring me down. I'll find a way to shift and change my perspective. And there you go. Here I am on a live chat, busting it up with you guys, having a good time, sincerely. So, Majesty says, I know you said you got him back, but I forgot how. LOL. I know silence. Oh, okay. You mean like, all right. So I took like a bigger picture view of, that question, how to get back with an art. Really, it is truly moving on. But if you mean like tactics and stuff, I've made videos about that on a channel. The the best way you could get back, like, is really emotionally detaching and mirroring. Mirror their asses. You mirror them, because those people, they can dish it, but they can't take it. I'm telling you, they can dish it, but they cannot take it. Like, they wouldn't forgive you for half of the shit. None of the shit that they did to you, they would not be forgiving you. Like, you guys are forgiving them, we forgive them when we do that for ourselves, not for them to have re-entry, by the way. But yeah, they wouldn't be forgiving us for that shit. We would be on America's Most Wanted, their little America's Most Wanted sheet in front of their house, where, in their bedroom, like, we ain't going that way ever again. They would make us the worst people in the world. But yeah, the best way is to mirror them, treat them how they treat you. But that's the thing. When you want to play those games with them, even if you're emotionally detached, they're still treating you a certain way. You're still investing time that you can't get back. So ultimately, moving on, you know. But I know sometimes we want to be indulging on what some may think is a little bit of pettiness or a little bit of clapback, a little bit of get back. If you want to do that, if you feel like you have the space and energy for that, you will be mirroring them, not giving fucks, like not giving them the response that they thought. You take some numbers in front of his fucking face and really be taking them. Don't pretend, don't try to hide it with prayers like he was doing it. Take them for real, girl. But here's the thing. I don't like telling people to do petty stuff, though, because we don't know where these narcissist minds are, their little demonic selves, and how it's going to trigger them and their abandonment issues and their insecurities. That's why it's just really best to wash your hands, literally. Take your ass a spiritual bath, do a little cord cutting ceremony. You could create this yourself. Tie something together, get a string or something, and cut it. Like, spiritually say, God, I'm cutting this tie. I'm releasing this person on a spiritual realm. Like, really get rid of it. These are the best things that you could do. Getting in bed with them, and I call that, tit for tat, and trying to get petty. Even if it gives you a moment of feeling better, your higher self is not telling you to do that. It's definitely your petty self. You're like, damn it, Lakia, I want to work with my petty self sometimes. And it's not really working with your petty self, it's acknowledging your dark side. I work with my dark side too, but I choose not to channel it in that way. I'll get people in other ways. Like, I'll block them. Like, I won't call them out on something that I've seen, and then I'll sharply cut them off. And between me and them, they're going to know I knew what the fuck they were doing. And then the surprise was, yes, now you're cut the fuck off. Like, I got, I cut you off. They thought they were going to have longer to do this, or I didn't realize this and that. There's other ways, to work with your light and your dark side. I don't want to tell you guys, like, you should never be dealing with your dark side. You need to make friends with it, but you be in control of it. You have to be in control of it. That's the way I see that, because it's my dark side that allows me to think of all of the crooked shit a person could do. Because my light side wouldn't want to be bothered with that, but I could tap into that. That's what would make me like a really good detective or something. A detective has to be able to hop in the mind of a psychopath, hop in the mind of this dark energy. Like, what would they do? Where would they go? It's not because I'm vibing there. My mind is, I'm able to get into those angles. They're using their dark side, to be able to discover these things. So Majesty says, that's what I'm doing. All the work he thought a week was going to make me fall back in the dumps. You're right. Yeah. And that's your progression. Aw, you're still a little baby. You just turned 30 in August. So, Majesty says, I never been married, no kids, just single, trying to figure it out. Okay, well, you still young. You still young, and you could definitely figure it out as long as you're taking your lessons with you, you know? Majesty says, the last thing I texted him was, I rebuke you, Satan. Ain't heard from him since. I bet you ain't. I bet you ain't. But on the flip side, he might not be taking that serious. He might be like, yeah. And then, he hopes that you let yourself get sexually frustrated so he can come through again. Girl, you're going to have to figure that out. You're going to have to figure that part out eventually, okay? Because I don't want you to be sexually weak for him. I want you to be disgusted and want to literally vomit by the thought of sleeping with him. I want you to be turned off, basically, Okay. She says her mom is a Gemini and has narc traits, so I can relate to him. Yeah. And you may actually be playing out some things, running things with, between you and your mother at that note, something to think about. All right, you guys. My lunch is cold as hell. I'm going to reheat it though, right in my nice little microwave. But it was nice to stop by. Oh, Majesty says, I wasn't sexually frustrated, though. That's the thing, Lakia, I swear. Okay, if you say so. She says, everybody doesn't have Aries in the 5th house like you, Lakia. Aw, you're welcome. But that's good that you weren't sexually frustrated. Everyone, has their different, things with that. Some can go longer than others. And sometimes God could take the taste, but you don't want Satan to just come and even if he didn't put the taste back on you, to just take it from you. You wasn't even thinking about it any damn way, Oh, girl, we're going to get it together. We're going to get it together. But you're definitely not at day one. Don't tell yourself that. You could go to let me take this off. You see that down at the bottom of this live chat, www.lakiacrawford.com. You can go on there and it spells everything off. I don't even promote it like I used to because I've promoted so much through the years. But I do offer voice calls at this time. I believe I still have email coaching up. I used to do FaceTimes, but I don't anymore. But I do offer coaching. I still do that. And I think I have texting options still on there too. I got to go on my website because I redid it like a few months ago. So, yeah, but it's still up there. And I do offer coaching for all types of stuff. Whatever you're struggling in life, you want to have, someone to help you come up with a game plan, help you see some angles and possibilities. All right. But yeah, it was great dropping in. And you got to test people's feelings. You have to pay attention. You have to pay attention so that you're not the one that's being misguided, basically. Because I watched a video on TikTok of this girl who called her boyfriend and told her that she was pregnant, and after 2 years of being with her and everything, he had a crazy ass response, yo. He was like, is it even my baby? Like all this stuff. Like, oh my God. It was embarrassing for her. And I'm sorry she had to find out that way. But the good news is she was not really pregnant. And they weren't married. They didn't have any other kids together. So, she can move on. But 2 years of her sleeping with this guy, unprotected and stuff. 2 years in. So if you're just hopping into this live chat, you guys could go back into the beginning. We talked about a whole lot of reasons here. What we got? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. She's 18. We went over 18 reasons here and everything all in between. All right. But I love you guys. Keep doing the work. If there's any topics that you would like for me to cover on the channel, you can always let me know down in the comment section. Please like this video, share this video, all that good stuff. I would like to finally elevate this channel up. I do feel like it can help a lot of people. You know, let a real person get through instead of a lot of fake ones. Good Lord. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead. You guys have a beautiful weekend. I'm pretty sure I'll be back on here before the weekend is up. Make sure that you hit the bell so that you can be notified, you know. All right. Take care, you guys.